approaching the end of this film and kind of rambling on, and my thoughts go back to all my buddies that I dove with and the adventures that we had together. Wow, what adventures. My friend Joe Gann has recently had a serious diving accident. And I want you to know, Joe, all of us guys in the film that knew you, we wish you well and hope you recover fully. And I'd like to say, for sure, mention Ken and Amy Bonoski, because in my latter years of my store, I wanted out of it. I wanted to retire, and they bailed me out and took over until they turned it over to the Phillips family, Steve Phillips and his boys, Forrest and Mark Tant. They run Southern Skin Diver Supply now, and incidentally, it's going into its 50th year as one of the finest dive stores in the business. So in 14 years of being retired, and in my life, I had a lot of time on my hands, had a lot of thoughts, a lot of friends, a lot of water, a lot of swims, and a lot of fun, and a lot of places I went to. So it inspired me to write a book, and I wrote this first book here. But when I finished this book, it had not really told the true story about retirement and how wonderful I think it is to be retired and to be able to do things like I do and the underwater world of people that enjoy diving. So I wrote the second book, and this one is about a dear old Highway 98 that we all travel well. And one more thing that really comes to mind that I think we should mention is Winston Chester full box. If you want to know something about St. Andrews and about Panama City history, about the early years of the way things were, then this is a must. And I'd like to say that in 14 years of retirement, what inspired me to write and want to do these things is where I live. I live in a little town called St. Andrews Town and Marina. Now, if you have never been here, then you have not seen the real Florida. We have got restaurants, antique shops, fishing boats, canoes. We got the most beautiful bay in the world. We have had a change in the last year of the flow of water coming into our bay because of the people that run this bay county and town did a marvelous thing of opening up the old path. And that flow of water has cleared the bay up to where it's just absolutely beautiful. So what I'm trying to say is that I live in a place that it's great for poets, writers, artists, anybody that really wants to come down and enjoy the outdoor world. On the corner in our little town of Beck Avenue, we've got a quaint little coffee shop. It's kind of a place where everybody gathers early in the morning. You can sit outside. They enjoy the morning coming alive and being together with their favorite coffee and newspaper and what we do in the mornings. Then you come down our street of Beck Avenue, you come to the captain's table. Now, let me tell you about the captain's table. He don't have any chefs, he says. He has cooks. So remember that. He calls them all cooks, no chefs. But you get there before 4 o'clock and ask for the seafood platter special. I'm going to match anything in the entire state of Florida that you can't touch the amount of fish and the meal that you get from this man, Mitch, Holman, that runs the captain's table. Then we go further on down the street and we come to the original, long-time legend, Hunt's. Hunt's is the oyster shucking capital of Florida. They have, I don't know how many millions of oysters they've probably unfolded for people, but you go in the atmosphere of shuckers, and I highly recommend that you don't miss Hunt's for sure. Then you swing around the corner, and you're still in this little town of St. Andrews. You're not driving your car either. You're walking. Everything you do in St. Andrews is walk. That's the beauty of it. Then you come to Uncle Ernie's. Now, Uncle Ernie's is an old house that was Jim Pignero's, was his uncle. And they took the house and moved it down the middle of our street in the night and put it on this corner down here and fixed it up just like it was back in the old days. And you feel that hominess when you walk in the door, and I promise you, you'll enjoy anything that the Pignera and Uncle Ernie puts together, because let me tell you, our streets stay packed with cars of people going up and down our boardwalk. And then up the street at the St. Andrew restaurant, they have a beautiful layout overlooking St. Andrew Bay. They have all the type fish, all you can eat catfish days and happy hours, and we got, I tell you, in St. Andrews we got anything that you want to see. When you get here, you just take your keys and throw them in your pocket and don't worry, because everything you do from there on in is by foot. Okay, now further travels of our little St. Andrews, we kind of roundabout, like Australians are roundabout. You go back up the street, you got our antique shops. We got antique shops on Beck Avenue that you can find anything in the world you're looking for in the way of antiques. And then you come up back down the street on Bayview Avenue, you got Harbor Lights, and Miss Debbie has a quaint shop right on the water. I'm telling you, when you go in her door, you can turn around and look across the bay and see all the ships, see our beautiful bay and everything. And one of my favorite things is that our canoe shop is right on the water. You can go in the canoe shop, pay to rent a canoe. They'll give you your lessons, put you in a jacket, and the canoe boys will row the canoes right down the street to the water. And when they get right down the street, they put you in the water, and it's calm there, and you can row across the most beautiful bay and have a great adventure right in the town. You don't have to go to some faraway lake or something like that. You're doing canoeing right in our little town of St. Andrews.